Yo, awesome AIDS, aim, shame, Pam, guy. How do I play the freaking detective dude? Well, I'll tell ya, boy. A detective is a very important role in cases. They're the first witness that appears, and they set the mood for the entire case. It can also be seen as a connection between a prosecutor and a witness. A poor detective can completely ruin an entire case. Pool. Yeah. Main idea is that you're a witness with a fixed role. Instead of seeing something, you're the mouth and ears of the evidence. Your testimony will usually contain things like why you arrested the defendant, where you found evidence, who called you in when. You also come in later after getting requests to report them. With that in mind, just rush in and make walls of text, right?
Not so fast!
As a rule of thumb, no more than 8 statements. With that out of the way, it's no good to be making walls of text as statements. People can view the evidence themselves if they want to read walls. You're a human, for Christ's sakes. Act like it. Something else I see is that people will put their testimony within 8 statements, but will put 2 statements in one, and thus everything is a wall of text. Is it really that hard to summarize stuff? On top of this, it's very important you keep an eye on any contradictions. If you bring up a new fact, say that witness 1 is the caller, make sure it aligns with the facts. Aligns with the facts in the sense that it can logically happen. If a caller called before the victim was even dead, that can logically happen. This is fine. If a caller called using an alarm that doesn't have their fingerprints on it, this just doesn't make sense. If you have something like the latter, you're basically en route to crash the case and have it end at detective. I don't really have to say much more here since users have been demonstrating what not to do themselves. Just take a look yourself at the recent cases. But if you know what not to do, what about the other part of that? Simply put, summarize the evidence and make a simple testimony. You don't need to include every piece of evidence in it. Far from it, actually. If the defense wants to know about the fingerprints on a bomb, they'll ask. You don't have to tell them in their testimony. This is actually a fairly easy role once you get it down. You just have to do it right. It should be noted that you can have contradictions, but you don't need to. In any case, the only real thing that can fuck you over, if you know what you're doing, is poor communication.
Eureka! My mic is broken, I am 18 years old.
Unlike the other teams in AO2, you're basically guaranteed to be on a team as a witness. As a detective, your testimony will affect everyone's testimony, indirectly or otherwise. Your testimony will bring up new facts, say for example, who the caller is or when they called. Inform your team about this and make sure they are aware. You might be destroying their entire testimony. When you come back for a request later on, make sure you coordinate with your team a good time to do so. On top of this, make sure your results are intended and don't screw up their testimony. In other words, you should understand what they're doing, and they understand what you're doing. So don't end up forcing your teammates to remake their testimonies 3 times. You should understand how to play detective now. You summarize evidence and coordinate with your team to make a proper testimony. By doing this, you'll help your team make a nice and proper story without screwing them over. Now go play the game, you pleb. This is like the easiest role, come on.